Hi guys. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted last night that I was going to do a video finally. Um, and today's going to be all about my diet. So for me, besides lifting, this is definitely my favorite thing to talk about, or research, or I just love food and the whole nutrition aspect to a fitness lifestyle. So I'm going to do three topics and kind of break it down. But I'm going to do April favorites and just talk about a few foods that I have found that I like, my favorite pre-workout meal, and then just a general overview of what my diet looks like currently. So, with that said, and then at the end, I'm going to go over a few questions that I got. They weren't necessarily diet related, but I'll still touch on them in this video. So, to start, I only had two of the foods that are my April favorites, but I'll start with the two that I do have to show you. The first one is the Bolthouse Farms Mango Chipotle Dressing. It's really, really good. It's, for the macros, it's 1.5 fat, 6 carbs, and 1 protein for 2 tablespoons, and it's just really good. So, this one and the Kraft Light Raspberry Vinaigrette is my other favorite dressing that has been my favorite for a while, but this one is a new favorite. So try those if you want salad dressings or dips or anything like that. And the other one is the G. Hughes, I guess, sugar-free barbecue sauce. If you're anything like me and love barbecue sauce, highly recommend this. I got this at a Giant Eagle, which is our local grocery store, but I'm sure they have it at any other grocery store too. The other three are, the one is the Chobani Flip Cup Greek yogurts. They're super good. If you, I've tried a few different flavors. I like the s'mores, the cinnamon roll, the peanut butter. There are a bunch of different kinds and they're all really good, but they're very convenient and more of a meal replacement than just a yogurt. So I recommend those. The Quest Oatmeal Chocolate Chip Cookie, that's really good, and I didn't think I would like it, but I think I actually like it the best out of all of them right now. And then the final one, just a drink supplement type thing. If you get bored of drinking plain water, try Crystal Light. They're really good and convenient to have around, and my favorite right now is the cherry pomegranate. It's just a good flavor, and they're good to kind of give you energy between meals. If you are cutting, I'm not currently cutting, but if you are in a deficit and need more energy without calories, that's a good choice. And even if you're not cutting, I think they're just sometimes better than water because it gets boring sometimes. So those are the April favorites. Also, going along that, on my blog, if you check that at all, I recently made a new post that I have recipes and favorite staple foods. So that is not a monthly favorite or anything like that set in stone. I continuously add to it. So if I find a food, I add it. If I have a new recipe, I add it. So if you ever just want some new ideas, go on that, and I have recipes and foods that are continuously changing on there and adding. So check that, and you can also follow me on MyFitnessPal. I add that every day so that you can see some new meals. I'll talk about in my diet, but I do if it fits your macros. So it's more of a flexible diet. So it's not just going to be chicken, broccoli, rice. You'll see some foods that you can fit into your diet that are also good. Okay, so next topic is my favorite pre-workout. So basically, for a pre-workout, you want to try to consume your meal about 2 hours before your training. At this point, you want to have more carbs. I like to do about 20% of my daily carbs and a little bit of protein also. And that is more of a complex carb. So it's going to break down slowly, and by the time you're training, you'll have your glucose stores fully loaded up and ready to train with the proper energy that you need. If you get hungry again closer to the time of your workout, which I usually do, I'm always hungry, then you want to eat more of a simple carb. So at this time, I'll have a fruit, a yogurt, something simple and quick to digest. You just want quick fuel. Basically, it's a simple carb because it's easily digested and easily into your system and it's just a quick glucose store. So right now, my typical go-to 2 hours before training has been oatmeal. Portion sizes aren't really necessary to talk about just because it's going to be different for everyone, but oatmeal is my favorite go-to right now. I'll either top it with fruit or I'll put half a scoop of protein powder in for the protein mixture. It's really easy. I'm a college student right now, so I pack pretty much all of my meals, and it's just very convenient to make the night before, bring to class, eat in class, eat between classes, and then have myself ready to go for training. And then right before, like I said, just fruit, something simple and easy to pack and easy to eat. Also, during my workouts, I drink BCAAs. I have never tried pre-workout as a supplement. Not really against it, I've just never found myself to need it, and I found that it would be cheaper if I don't really need it to not buy it. So the only thing I do take are BCAAs intra-workout, and I also take those first thing in the morning as my first drink. They just help they give me more energy, which I like. They prevent fatigue, and then they help with muscle recovery, and they're just the building blocks of protein, pretty much. They're the amino acids, so they are complete in all 8 essential aminos, so they're able to help you recover faster. So now on to my diet, the fun part. So basically, like I said earlier, I follow If It Fits Your Macros or flexible dieting. I'm sure some of you have heard of this. I'm so sure it is a controversial issue or diet, I guess, for some people, but for me, this has worked best. I previously did have an eating disorder, and I still struggle with it daily. It's an ongoing recovery. I just posted something about that on my Instagram. But If It Fits Your Macros has been my recovery, I guess. It's been my way to keep foods in my diet and not be so restricted. For a lot of you that know what binge eating is, for me, it was a mixture of things that caused it, but one of the main things was that my diet was so restricted and my body just needed fuel. I was trying to train the same way and not eat enough, and my body would get to a point where it couldn't function anymore. It couldn't get done what I was making it do. So being able to fuel myself with not only chicken and broccoli and rice and still have my bro meals, but still have variety and different things, and allow me to go out to eat and be able to track that and fit it into my macros. And because that's what macros are, guys. They're fuel. It's carbs, protein, fat. It's what all food is made out of. And everyone's body is going to adapt to these macros differently, and every training style will need something different. You know, someone may not need as many carbs as I'm eating, and they might need more protein. Every training style, every athlete is going to be different. So you're fitting your macros to fit you. They're not just a staple, fit these macros. And that's a whole different subject and much more in detail for you personally. But for me, this has been what has allowed me to live a lifestyle with friends and family and going out to eat and just keeping balance in my lifestyle while fueling myself and keeping the healthy diet, because I am a health nut. I love that kind of stuff. And this has allowed me to, like I will talk about, 80% of my diet, 80 to 85% is all clean food. It makes me feel better. It is better fuel for me to have energy. But the remaining, I don't have as much restriction. It's if I want ice cream at night, if, my friends want to go out, I can fit that in. It's not out of the question for me. So I do stick to a clean diet, but there's also flexibility in it, which has been really relieving for me. So my current macros, I will say what they are, but again, they are not what everyone needs to follow. My current macros are 55 fat, 220 carb, and 120 protein. When I had my meet, I was cutting down to make weight, and then slowly I've been reverse dieting back up again. So right now they're increasing about every week. So this is what they are currently. They will be changing, and they did change 2 days ago. So they're not stable right here, but that's what they are right now. I also have a refeed once a week. Typically, I'll be starting it tomorrow, actually. So that the fat will stay the same, 55, 120 protein, and then carbs will go up to 280. This is just a way to, instead of having a cheat meal or a cheat day where you go completely overboard and forget your macros and can ruin the results that you're making, a refeed is more structured. You are following a set macro still, but you're able to have more carbs, let your body not be as hungry, fuel yourself a little bit more, and you are able to do it more in a timely fashion. So Monday is my heaviest day of the week and most volume day of the week. So I do it on Sunday so that I'm fueled even more for that day. Okay, so I did talk about workouts, but I also do meal timing. So what that means is I'm surrounding my diet or surrounding my workout around carbs, basically. So the majority of my carbs will be pocketing my workout, you could say. So like I said, prior to the workout is about 20%, and then if I would have that like pre-workout snack, 20 to 30 I'll give it, and then afterwards about the same with a little bit more protein. So I personally like to end my day with more protein and fat just because I don't need energy when I'm sleeping. Protein and fat take longer to digest and keep me more full. So carbs, I tend to stick in the morning and then going into my workout and after my workout. And I definitely still do have carbs after that, but for the majority, they're most important to me to be around my workout. Talked about the fuel. As for fiber, I try to get a minimum of 20 grams a day. That's just another thing that I do. I drink at least a gallon of water. I typically drink more, but a gallon is sort of my minimum that I like to drink that makes me feel hydrated and ready to go, but I typically drink more than that. And so goals with my diet right now, I guess I'll talk about that too. Right now, I'm weighing about 142. My goal is to get to 140, only because my weight class is 138, so I would like to be training, I'd like to be training a little bit closer to my weight class. When I went into nationals, I was weighing about 145 and dropped down. It took me a while for my body to break the 143 barrier. And then after that, it kind of went down consistently, but I am at 142 right now. I feel good. I have maintained 142 since the meet. And honestly, I feel okay with where I am right now. I don't have a USAPL meet planned until later in the summer. So I really just want to take this as a process. If you do follow my background of the eating disorders and fighting this mentality of losing weight all the time, this is really what I want to focus on right now. So right now, the main goal is training, is getting ready to try to qualify for the Arnold. But as an umbrella is my mental health. I really just want to be stable in this. I want to be able to live with balance. I've not been this happy and this peaceful in a really long time. Just being able, the food isn't giving me the happiness, but the lack of control that I need is giving me peace. And just being able to fit things, not having to skip going out for social things, not having to worry that I had, an extra scoop of ice cream for the day and feeling like I just ruined all progress. It was just such a controlling emotion constantly in my head, and I haven't had those thoughts in a long time. And I actually just posted that it's been over 3 months now. And that was my goal at the time. I just wanted, when I admitted that I needed help, I just said, I want to be able to say I'm 3 months binge free. And I reached that, and now my next goal is 6 months. And then I just want to keep going, and I really want that to be my main goal right now, just because I want to be completely happy in the way that I feel with this, and I want to be fueling my body for powerlifting. That's my main training goal, and I want to be able to fuel myself and not feel like I'm depriving my body of the nutrients that it needs, and focusing on powerlifting, but mentally focusing on the scale. And it's been really relieving to wake up and weigh myself, and if I'm up 0.4, it's not the end of the world. And I know to a lot of you that sounds like it isn't the end of the world because it hasn't been a factor to you, but for me that has always been a struggle. So to now realize that, I'm not defined by the number, you're not defined by the number, it's not changing the way people look at you, it's not changing the person you are inside, and that's what you have to offer. You're not offering, people aren't coming up to you and you're handing them a number and they're deciding if they like you. You're offering yourself and what you have to offer as in gifts and talents and the way you make them feel. So that's really my goal right now with my diet. I will head my way to 140, and when I get there I'll maintain, but right now at 142 and slowly going down. I'm not cutting to 140 right now. I'm getting my body to stabilize here and then stabilize again, and it will just go down as a gradual process. So that is the goal right now. I don't think I have anything else to talk about my diet. So that's really all I wanted to talk about. There were a few questions. I'll answer those quickly. The people that DM'd me, I DM'd you back personally, so you got more of an in-depth answer, but there were a few that I think would be helpful just for overall. But actually, I think I'll just answer this one. I think this was the best for anyone in general. Some of the other questions were about nutrition, and I pretty much covered all of that. But someone asked about, when do you know when to compete, or what made me decide that I was ready to compete? And I think the best answer I can give for that, and what any other powerlifter I've seen said also, you're never going to be ready to compete. You're always going to find something wrong in your squat. You're always going to, something's going to come up that you end up missing a training day and feel like it's the end of the world. For your first meet, you're never going to be 100% ready. And for my first meet, the moment that I knew that I wanted to powerlift and switch my training from working out as a recreational, this is a fun thing to do, mentally, when I switched over from that to, no, this is what I want to compete in. I want to train for this with a program, with a goal in mind, coming into the gym with a purpose, and training to compete. As soon as I knew that was the switch, which there was an actual moment of me hitting a certain squat number, I looked at meets that day and signed up. I wasn't ready at that point, and through the prep, there were definitely highs and lows of me thinking, why the hell did I sign up right now? Like, I'm not ready at all, watching all these other girls trying to get an idea of what the meet was going to be like, and no, I was not ready at all, and I was scared going into that first moment, but I knew that it was what I loved, and I knew that you have to take that step out of your comfort zone to find who you are. And I knew going into it that, I'm not going to be perfect on the platform, and that's not my goal. My goal is to do what I love, and I had no idea that I would fall in love with it even more that day. I mean, I got on the platform and I haven't looked back since, but I didn't know that at that time. It was kind of just like, I wanted to try something new. I knew that I loved it, and I would see how I did, and that was pretty much all that it was going to be. And then I just stuck with it. So if you are even thinking about trying a meet, try the meet. Sign up for the meet. I do recommend signing up for probably a non-sanctioned meet, just something smaller if there's anything around you, just to get a feel for how they're run, and they won't be as meticulous with all of the commands and rules. Like, they'll still be there, but you'll be able to get your feet wet, basically. And the competition will be there, but not more directed towards qualifications in a way. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, sign up, get knowledgeable, keep working, find out the commands. Don't go into the meet knowing nothing, but definitely sign up. And if you have any questions, ask me. I will be more than willing to help. And yeah, go for it. Just get out of your comfort zone. I guess that's my summary of the diet now and workout. Realize what you want as the end goal and try it. Just take that step out of your comfort zone. Say you need help. Say you just want to try it. Just get out of your comfort zone and do it. And please DM me, follow me on Instagram if you have any questions with that. I post way more frequently on Instagram. And on my blog, I have some stuff written too. So I will link those below, and I will see you later, and hopefully sooner rather than later. Bye.